My dear Jeff, I can't say enough how much I admire the way you have conducted your entire life, and the way you have used your marvellous muse, and how right she was to choose you. Because she's a rare bird who would have retired or died if you hadn't known how to amuse her and her you. That's one non-bogus marriage made on Parnassus and true. She knew exactly what and who she was letting herself in for. The real you. Drink, betting shops and pubs, but the sort of thing that rubs her up the right way. She'll always stay and make you more beautiful and witty every day. This is a loose love ode to one of my friends, who is in my special collection of people, who make amends for the endless, excruciating, boring hours so often lived when foolishly pursuing stimulation and none occurs. Sterne, Benchley, Leacock, Carroll and Nash and Leah are not more dear to me than Bedrock Bernard.
Dear Sir, may I add a few words to your excellent obituary of Jeffrey Bernard, who has regrettably died from choking. I knew him intimately for over 50 years, and I feel that many of his more remarkable qualities were left unsung in your otherwise comprehensive review of his messy life.
Disaster. All racing's cancelled.
Not necessarily.
For 3 weeks, we fidgeted here in the pub, reliving the glories of our past wins and near misses, nigh desperate for a horse to lose our money on. Then, on the 22nd day, the great cold spell, Casper walked in and said,
Who fancies coming racing tonight?
Where? Australia or California?
Battersea.
There's been no dog racing at Battersea for a month.
Not dog racing, my friend. Cat racing.
George Lansbury looked to go, I'll have £1 to win.
Right, same on this bugger.
Okay, and let them go, Tom, they're up!
Come on, Keith Hardy!
That's it! Jump over it! Fucking jump! Get that salmon!
Come here! That's it!
Keith Hardy by 3 lengths. While he and the runner-up attacked their tinned salmon, Casper, Tom and I retired to the sitting room, hereinafter referred to as the steward's room, to discuss the next meeting.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I've got a little moggy I wouldn't mind entering, Casper. A little tabby called Samantha.
Ah, a filly.
Yeah, 2-year-old.
When can I see her gallops?
In the mornings in the backyard.
Vaughan?
Well, I mean, she's never been in a cat race, but with next door's dog behind her, she's a bit of a goer.
She's entered. Tell you what, when Samantha gets here, we'll make it a handicap race.
How do you propose to do that?
With the weights off the kitchen scales.
Of course. We agreed that if horses get £3 for a leg, then cats should get an ounce for a leg. Keir Hardy finishing up carrying 3 ounces, stuck to his back with sellotape. Then Tom turned up with Samantha, this evil-looking champion. Samantha was very much on edge, and a few years in the racing game have made me easily suspicious. I was even more suspicious when Tom asked, all nonchalant,
Anyone get a leg 4-5s on her?
we declined. And I had a quid of 3s on George Lansbury, who I was convinced was improving with every race.
Under starter's orders, and they're off!
And Sir Keir Hardy away on the lead, and followed up by Lansbury, Samantha bringing up the rear, and Samantha taking the lead over the first hill, under the second hill. Oh, Samantha waiting for the rest nowhere. Samantha grabs the tin sack and tries to hurl herself through the fucking door. Oh, what a race! Samantha first, Keir Hardy second, Lansbury still struggling to the post. Yes! Now, do you pay tax to the government on these bets you've been taking?
How could I? I'm not a licensed bookmaker.
Do you think it's against the law not to pay tax?
I do now.
Why do the customers bet with you rather than go to the Mecca around the corner?
They regard it as fun, and they're too lazy to go to the betting shops and desert their drinks. It's a joke between us. I mean, I think they're fools and they think I'm one. We're taking the piss out of one another.
Do you think they bet with you because you don't charge tax?
No, it's just a game. No one's that mean. At least my friends aren't.
Well, how well do you have to know someone before you take a bet off them?
Well, they'd have to be friends or acquaintances, not strangers. Most of them are good mates.
Would it surprise you to know that you've been taking bets from customs officers?
Fuck. I am fucking ill too. As the Spectator always puts it, when I'm too fucking ill to write my column.
Jeffrey Bernard is unwell.
I tell a lie. They don't invariably say that. They have been known to put it another way.
Jeffrey Bernard's column does not appear this week, as it is remarkably similar to that which he wrote last week.
I was tremendously flattered when this girl said to me,
When I first saw you in the pub, I thought to myself, what's this handsome man doing surrounded by rogues?
apart from her suspect eyesight, she's answered her own question, if you see what I mean. Surrounded by rogues, say no more. But for her, I'd tried to change and settle down. Darling, I've asked a few rogues to Sunday lunch. No Nicholas Joyce says she'll read the border. Morty's Laurie's going to mow the lawn, and Norman says he'll carve the joint. We could play bridge in the evening, and perhaps we might splash out on a bottle of sherry.
Oh, Jeffrey, you're an absolute puppet. I'm so glad you've changed and settled down. You don't miss Soho and all those awful people, do you, darling?
Of course not. My angel. Take your knickers off.
Oh.
Oops, sorry. Forgot we're married and settled down in Chislehurst. What these ladies do is to light up a cigarette and then give you 100 specious reasons for having to go home.
My husband may be phoning from Paris.
My cat can't bear to be left alone.
But we've only known each other for a day.
Half a day?
Half an hour.
The babysitter will go mad if I'm late.
But people simply don't do it in broad daylight, do they?
One more advantage, by the way. Not having to wrestle with one-liners like those anymore. It means not having to put up with one-liners like these anymore once they've moved in.
And where do you think you're going?
You've been drinking.
Can we go home now, please?
Your dinner's in the oven.
You make me sick.
But to get back to the bedside manner.
I like you, Jeff. I like you a lot. Not in that way.
I mean, it so happens that I don't have a wife at the present moment. But if there chanced to be a Mrs. Bernard Mark V, and you took to chatting me up on certain lines, I'd be more than suspicious.
So why won't you?
Why won't I what?
Cut it off.
Why should I?
But you never do anything for me these days. You never do the shopping. You won't wash up. You never ever bring me a cup of tea in bed. I know you're a lazy, idle, selfish project. But for heaven's sake, is it really such a big thing?
Not really, no.
Then cut it off.
No! TV sitcom in this.
Then I shall just have to cut it off for you.
Or possibly a one-off video nasty.